pressure weigh a ton, it's getting too heavy. Had to inspire them again like I didn't already. Real ones still around, release the confetti. Godson across the belly. I ain't made it till we all can say that we made it. Been down with the hustle so long, feel like we related. Take my word like you would from the book of Revelations. Dead presidents, that shit come when you dedicated. I invest in education cause we wasn't privy. We got busy, but scholars been programmed throughout the city. FA did it my way, chairman of the committee. Rat pat niggas like Sinatra in the 60s. Come through on some wavy shit. Valentino camouflage on some Army Navy shit. I know you can feel the pressure, keep up with my cadences. QB lingo, freestyle taping on stretching Barbito. Hit through me the beat, and I had to eat it up. The lines are recorded in your session, deleted. Hurting niggas, I think they out for the rest of the season. Try to play it cool, they don't want to see me eat it.
Pressure weigh a ton, it's getting too heavy.
Had to inspire them again like I didn't already. Real ones still around, release the confetti. Godson across the belly.
What's up, my brother, man?
Godson across the belly.
Peace, y'all. Peace. Jerome, what's up?
The world on my shoulders is getting too heavy. I live this pressure, the problems ain't even get sweaty. Cops brutalizing kids, I see it too steadily. Correctional facilities never do it correctly. My main statement is this whole game is triangulated. Little versions of hope, nigga, there's no replacement. Beside my kids' boundaries are my greatest creation. I've been on 5-4 generations. It's Nas till I'm gone, give my all, give them more. Miles on my Peloton, I've been working on my core. Colors of Benetton, pastel rugs on the floor.
Y'all know we got the TikTok going. We good, sis. Peace. Everybody good.
Godson across the belly. Godson across the belly.
So y'all, you know what we doing, y'all. We holding it down. It's time to nation build. Yeah, we on TikTok. A lot of people babbling about their knowledge and wisdom. A lot of people babble about their knowledge and wisdom. It's time to put in works. It's a nation build. And that might be a little bit different from your knowledge and wisdom. Peace. Greetings, mama. Peace. The devil don't take a day off. Neither do we do. Where do you guys come from? Where do we come from, huh?
What is an African American? Cause if you black, you are African and it's done. Amerigo Vespucci, a big he done. And that is where the name America come from. All the sun,
Peace, man. Greetings.
Africans, they raped our continent. So this contest is a contest. Trading the greatest, most valuable treasure, the human tool. And you disrespect your maker also. And so you bring a judgment on your own soul. And we longing to go back home. Nations from Africa.
Man, we always talking about Ethiopia. Always. You know. So people think this just live just to get views. It's for these things we've been talking about. Peace, peace. Ethiopia has something to do with prophecy.
If you have a question, come up.
Ethiopia has everything to do with the prophecy, with Bible prophecy. Ethiopians use French bread. What happened to this Eritrea? That's the Eritrean bread.
Throws your way this summer. If they would only listen,
it's too cold, man. Boy, cold. I'm telling you, look cold. Rastaman take over. Rastaman take over. Before Colonized. Yeah, we'll need that help real soon. They don't know about the man. Just listen and you understand. Yes. Heart like fire and touch against you. What's going on in Sudan? There's war everywhere. You guys are black. Why are you jealous of my beloved? You all know. It's two different things. Seek the truth if you don't know the thing. What a controversy this little man cause. Oh, civil war. There's war everywhere, brother man. There's war everywhere. Sudan, one rebel. The water situation. Yeah, oh yeah, with Sudan, with Egypt, they want that river. So that river can produce water for Ethiopia, but Egypt want it. Yeah, that been going on for a few years now. I want the man, but they don't know about the man. You won't see the white people do this. We will never change. And that's why, like I said, that's the whole point of us, you know, being on this mission is to restore the African people and the African nation. You know, that's what this mission and purpose is for. You know, so we are here to restore. Because we all know Africa, Ethiopia, and the African continent is broken right now. You know, the African continent is broken. So people are coming in, robbing his resources and getting filthy rich. While the people who are descendants of the land, they starving. The people starving, but the land is filthy rich. But the people that's living in the land, not even using the land for its resources. You know, like I said, we went to this seminar where this man spoke about chocolate. You know, he was just speaking on chocolate. And he was just showing you how all this stuff, cocoa is in Africa, but other nations are making billions, you know, multi-billions of dollars, while Africa only making a small percentage. And this is where all this stuff come from. So it's going to take people to restore. And then, you know, you look at it like this, like I tell people. All I see is African Americans marketing other nation businesses. Why are we on commercials for companies that's not owned by us? Like, I don't know, like we still haven't jumped over that hump. We literally market businesses that's not for us. So they using us to market their businesses, which for years. Why we drink Gatorade? Jordan owned Gatorade, but they gave Jordan a Gatorade bottle. And he drunk it on a commercial. Now all the black people going buy Gatorade. Like, and soon as we get big, they put us on a commercial. So we can go to their companies. That's why I say we talking about being woke, and we need each other right now. You know, the African Americans need the Africans, and the Africans need the African Americans. Because this is something we all need to understand. That's why we need each other, because we need each other to understand our situation so we can understand how we going to fix it. Because, you know, when we come on here to talk about Ethiopia, which we're trying to help Ethiopia, we got receipts. But everybody can agree what? Man, Ethiopia messed up. That's all we can agree on, right? You might not agree on Ethiopia being colonized, but what you can agree on is Ethiopia messed up. Okay, well, we here to help fix it. Can you give me any ideas on how we can fix Ethiopia? Most people can't. Most people have no ideas on how to fix the problem. You know, we need one thing, a banner to come under. I agree. The banner is the truth. You know, and matter of fact, I'm going to get that scripture. I'm glad you said that, brother. The banner. God say the banner going to be raised. The banner will be raised up. The banner will be raised up. Bible verse. That's Isaiah chapter 11. The banner. So, what you saying, brother man, like I tell people, I don't know if you might not even be Bible based, but you just quoted the scripture. You quoted a scripture without reading the scripture. And this is what I tell people about the scriptures. No matter how much we read them, it's going to happen regardless. No matter how much you study this Bible, guess what's going to happen? A banner going to be raised. And everybody who believes in God going to come to that banner. See, these things going to happen. So you reading it and you studying it does not affect the happening of this prophecy. So I'm in Isaiah 11 because the brother man said, you know, raise a banner. We need a banner. So I'm going to start at verse 10. I'm in Isaiah, I'm in 11 and 10. It says, and in that day. And like we tell people, the Bible is not dated. So when a prophet says in that day, the prophet don't give a date about that day, because that day belongs to God. And that date is revealed by what happens, not by what you interpret it. not by what you interpreted. But the time is indicated by the events that take place, the happening, not the interpretation. So it says, in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign. What's the ensign? You know, when you got a stop sign, when you got a red light, when you got a turn signal, these signs to give direction. Well, what is God? Giver of direction. That's what God is. Giver of direction. So, I got to put my system. I'm going to start talking. I might have to change my title. So, y'all, ensign. In that day, this is the prophecy, all the prophets prophesies. It says, in that day, there will be a root of Jesse. We know what the root is. Which shall stand for an ensign. Now, I didn't say this person was coming out the sky. It said he was going to stand up. So there was going to be what? A stand-up guy. There's going to be a stand-up man. And when he takes stand, he's going to be an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Now, his rest should be glorious. Now, what's this rest? It's that Sabbath day. Because the Sabbath day is a glorious day. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hatmath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up a banner for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. There goes that banner that's being raised up. So you can what? Unify under one truth. You know, so brother man, you know, what you spoke was scriptures without quoting the scripture. Now, when we deal with prophecy, prophecy has nothing to do with interpretation. A lot of people think prophecy goes with what you interpreted when you read it. Like I said, no matter how much you read this book, guess what's going to happen? A banner going to be raised up. And guess what the people going to do who follow God? They're going to come to the banner. See, we think that just because you read the Bible, you follow God. Just because you go to church, you follow God. That's not true. Those who follow God, they're going to hear a voice. Those who follow God, they're going to go to the banner. But see, we thinking those who follow God get on their knees and look to the east 3 times a day. Those who follow God wear fringes. Those who follow God keep feast days. That has nothing to do with following God. Because the prophecy let you know a banner going to be raised up. And what the people going to do? They're going to come to it. And when it's going to happen? At an appointed time that God have. It ain't no dates on it. So what the world is doing right now, the world is following interpretation. The world is not following what? The prophecy. Because the prophecy, you're going to actually hear and see it. I'm going to say it again. The prophecy, you're going to actually hear it and see it. You know, the prophet is not something, you're not going to have to interpret the prophecy. You know, man, we done had much conversation about Ethiopia being colonized. We just bringing enlightenment, you know, to other things, but the title still stands. So And I was just touching on what the brother man said. We need a banner to unite. You know, so I just brought forth a scripture just to let the brother man, I don't know if he knew this or not, but like I said, this is prophecy. So when I ask all these so-called great teachers, where's this banner that the prophet Isaiah said that was going to stand up? Do the Bible stand up? No. Matter of fact, the Bible don't even open itself up. You got to open the Bible. So the Bible can't take a stand. The Bible don't even open up and go to the page you need to read. You got to go to the page. You know, so all the information that you receive, you go get it for yourself. You know, so when we deal with what God has for you, you have to receive it and accept. See, everybody want to accept their interpretation when it comes to God. You don't. When it comes to God, you're not going to accept your interpretation. You got to accept what God has for you. But some people say, I don't want that. I don't want that. Because you got your own. That's why I say keep the Sabbath day holy. Accept the Holy One of Israel.
Hello?
You know, because I ain't met nobody who told me they was the Holy One of Israel. I met people who told me because I ain't met nobody who told me they was the Holy One of Israel. What's going on? Peace, peace. Grand Rising.
Yeah, how are you guys?
Peace, peace.
We good, we good.
Good. I don't know why. I just want to say something. You know, you always... okay. I just find in the TikTok 3 or 4 guys, like including you, Zonji, you, and the other guy. You always talk about Ethiopian historical whatever. You know, you're thinking Ethiopian are colonized. We have never colonized. We have never. The problem is, you guys, you mix it up, religion and politics. These two things is separate. If you let me finish. If you think, you know, Ethiopians are colonized by religious, that is your dream. That is not reality. That is not fact. That is not, in fact, true. Because according to whatever you believe, I know what you are saying, what you are trying to explain. But that kind of, you know, interpretation, it is completely wrong according to the story. You know, you refer kind of, you know, this biblical thing, whatever, you know. Don't mix it up. Politics is the other thing, and religious are completely different. If you talk about religious, it's something different, very different. It's about belief, you know. But if you talk about politics, we Ethiopians are not colonized. We don't have that kind of story.
Brother man.
Don't interpret, don't mix it up.
Brother man.
Yes.
All African countries was colonized by religion.
No, that's wrong.
No.
Yeah. You see, the problem is, you know, the problem is religious. It is not a philosophy. You just, you know, interpreting religious. It is like according to what you are believing, what you are thinking. It's not, you know, religious is not philosophy.
So let me ask you this.
It is just a belief.
So, brother man, so the Romans didn't use religion to colonize other African nations?
It's not about colonize, because you know they came to.
Listen, brother man. I just want you to answer the question.
Yes.
Did they or did they not use religion to colonize other African nations? Did they or did they not?
No. That's wrong. That's wrong assumptions. That's why I told you. That's why I told you. You guys think because of Roman Catholic or whatever, they came to Africa with a religion to, you know, save the people their life. To believe, because we Africans, especially, you know, we are a third country. So those guys, they know they know God, you know, proper way.
Okay, so
you know,
so what did they use to colonize the other African nations?
Yeah, the method of colonize is different. It's politics. You know, it is politics. It's by politics.
Brother man.
It is not religious. Don't mix religious. Religious is the other thing. It's about belief. It's about save for the people life.
Brother man.
You know, that is completely different thing.
Brother, religion and politics go together. Now you say they different. I say they go together.
No, it is not.
Well, brother, listen.
It is not together.
Hey,
it is not.
You don't have to wind yourself up about what I believe and what you believe, because you ain't gonna change my mind. So I know religion and politics go hand in hand. You don't say this, so I can't do nothing with you. That's what you believe. I'm not here to change that. But I know religion and politics go hand in hand. That's why right now the Pope governs the world. The Pope is what? A Roman Catholic Church minister. But at the same time, the Pope has jurisdiction over what? The courts. So if a Pope, which is a religious leader, has jurisdiction over the courts, then what do that mean? Religion and politics.
You see, the problem is, let me tell you, the problem is, if you talk about the domination, I agree with you. It is dominate. It is dominate not by politics. It is dominate by institution. Because these guys build an institution. That institution is dominate others. You see, it is not about politics. It is about domination. If you talk about is dominate, I agree with you at some point. That is fact. You know, Roman Catholic, all Catholics are dominated by the world, obvious. Orthodox Christian are dominate, obvious. Muslim are dominate, obvious. Protestant now came. You see, if you talk about domination, I agree with you, but don't mix it up, religion and politics. Politics is completely different for the religious, because you guys, your interpretation, because, you know, most people are, going wrong way because their interpretation, they read, for example, you know, Christians are believe one Bible, yeah? But the interpretation, it is separate different religions. But these guys read one Bible. Because of interpretation, you know, it's Bible, it's not philosophy. Religious is not philosophy. If you interpret what you think like a philosophy, obvious. You know, it's divided whatever there. But don't mix it up. Politics is completely the other thing. Because Roman Catholics or all Catholics, the institution is big, is huge. That's why they dominate economically, politically, all other aspects.
Brother man.
Okay? Especially, no, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you the truth. Yes, please. Okay. Okay. That is a fact. You cannot deny that.
Oh, I'm
okay.
That's
what I'm thinking.
Brother man.
That's what I'm thinking. Also, let me advise you, don't focus on Ethiopia. Okay? There is African nation there, East African nation. Kenya, Sudan, or other countries. You guys stick with Ethiopians, which is not good.
Listen,
okay? Yes.
I'm Ethiopian, just like the Ethiopians that live there. My ancestors was taken away from Ethiopia by the Romans. So listen, I have a lot to say so when it comes to Ethiopia. That's why in Ethiopia Constitution, you cannot refuse a foreigner who say he of Ethiopian descent because of all the people that have been taken away from Ethiopia. So this is stuff Ethiopians don't understand. You know, Ethiopians never talk about the slave trade. Ethiopians never talk about how many people was taken from Ethiopia. You know, so understanding these things, how many times Ethiopia was invaded, how many things got taken from Ethiopia, Ethiopia never got it back. Now, the original government of Ethiopia is no longer there. Ethiopia has a modernized government. Ethiopia doesn't follow this ancient government anymore. So all these things is showing you, brother, like, again, somebody got to be a voice for Ethiopia, because it's not Ethiopia going to continue to get right. Ethiopia getting lighter and lighter skin when Ethiopia was full of dark-skinned people. So if we want to really just play, you know, the reality of what we're talking about, somebody has to be a voice for Ethiopia. If not, they're going to be stripped of everything. Ethiopia has already been stripped of all its borders. Why Ethiopia ain't got no border? Can you explain this? Why Ethiopia don't have a border?
Yeah. I think you raised two question.
No.
I got from whatever two question. One.
I got one question. Answer this one.
No, it is two.
No.
The questions look like one, but two questions.
No, scratch out two.
Let me
I
answer.
just want one answer. No, I want one answer.
Let me answer.
Why Ethiopia don't have a border?
Okay, let me answer to you, my brother. It's about light skin, okay? We Ethiopians, according to whatever the way we are living, it's completely different. The weather is completely different from other East African nations, okay? You guys claiming, especially we light skin, you mentioned, you guys, we are come from somewhere Asia. You mentioned that. I heard that,
hold on, brother man.
which is wrong.
You're missing the point. Forget that.
Let me
Pass that part out. Brother man, that's not the question I asked you. Why Ethiopia don't have borders?
We have the borders. We have a borders.
Where is it? Show me where the border is.
No, I'm saying it's according to our, according to our story, historical background. It is Ethiopian border. It's up to Yemen. Even now we call it in Yemen, whatever there. It is Sudan. Yeah, that is our border in
That's
before.
Sudan border.
But
that's
now,
not your border. That's for Sudan.
No, now I'm telling you now. But I'm talking about in previous time, including Sudan and Yemen. That's called Ethiopia, Habesha land.
So
that's called Ethiopia.
Who took those lands away?
It is means Nubia. It's Nubia. You talk about Nubia. It is including Nubia. Those lands call it Ethiopia and Habesha land. It means Habesha means it's dark skin. Let me tell you.
Hold on, brother. Listen. Who took the land away? Who took that part of Ethiopia away and gave it to Yemen and Sudan? Who did these things?
My friend, why you guys are sticking Ethiopia? All land in East African land, it is not like same.
Brother man, listen, brother man.
We took it.
Hold up, brother man.
Anyone can took because of the globalization. It's not about colonies.
Okay, brother man.
It is about globalization.
Stay
no,
on.
I'm just asking you.
Hold up. Hey, stop. Because we got somebody else want to come up. So we got to get these questions answered so clarity can be brought. We are trying to bring clarity. And you seem to know a lot about Ethiopia. So when we ask you questions, brother man, we just need an answer. We don't need you to jump to another topic. So this is what we asked you, since you know and you Ethiopian. You should know these things. Who took the borders away from Ethiopia? Why is Ethiopia constantly getting smaller and smaller? Who took the borders away? That's all we asked. Who did it?
No, it is no one taking from Ethiopia. Okay. I told you it's about globalization, East African continent, especially East African region, okay, including Ethiopia. It is not like same border we have it right now. Because of why? It's internal politics, East African politics. All we talk about is politics. Politics is divided East African politics, East African regions, the borders even.
Okay.
For example, let me tell you, for example, Eritrean before 35 years within Ethiopia. Now Eritrean is now as a nation because of why our internal politics is divided.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Because of that,
okay,
we get smaller.
Okay.
Yes.
I
That
got
is
you.
our internal politics.
Okay.
Because
So,
our internal politics.
all
Yeah.
right. So, who is controlling Eritrea? Because you know Eritrea was sold to the Italians, right?
No, that is not the story.
Hold
It's
on,
not
hold on,
sold by
hold on.
for
Menelik,
Italian.
listen.
No,
Menelik sold a big piece of that land to the Italians. You didn't know that?
it is not. It's not about sold. He is not.
Hold
It's
on.
sold.
Listen,
He is
listen,
not.
brother man. Hold up. Listen.
I told you it's have some agreement. No, it's not
Brother
about
man.
selling. It's some
Hold up.
agreement
I
there.
heard you that, but I'm just asking you a simple question. Did you know Menelik sold the top part of Ethiopia, which is Eritrean, to the Italians? Is that not true? I'm wrong?
Yeah, you are wrong. It's not about sold. It is kind of agreements there. It's
Okay,
not about
okay, so
selling.
understand.
It
So,
is somehow
okay,
agreement by agreement.
okay,
Okay,
listen.
it's not about sell. You
Okay,
guys are
well,
thinking.
listen. Okay, well, so Menelik got an agreement with the Italians, so the Italians can occupy that land, right?
No, it's not about Italians. We have an issue, political issue, Eritreans and Ethiopians, you know?
That's
It
not
is
what I'm
different.
asking,
Political
brother. That's
differences are
not.
there.
Well,
Because
listen.
of that, let me tell you,
Hold
because
up,
of
brother.
that,
Hold up.
some arguments are there. It's
Wait,
not
brother.
about selling. No, don't mix it up. I'm Ethiopian, so I know the story very well,
Hold up, brother.
okay?
You're not answering
It's
the
not
question.
about selling.
Man, listen. You are not answering the questions. You will stay with the conversation. So, the northern part of Ethiopia, which is Eritrea, did not
Yes.
Menelik make an agreement with other nations to give that land away? This is not true?
That's why I told you that's completely not true. Because our political differences with the leaders, there is a political differences. It's not about selling for the other nation. It is political agreements are there. Because of that, the land occupied by those guys. It's not about selling. Okay? Go and
So
read the
Menelik,
story. It's
so you saying
about
Menelik ain't sell no
argument. It's
land?
not about selling.
So what you
It's
telling
not
me?
about selling.
So what you telling
To
me?
solve,
Menelik,
you know, to solve. No, let me tell you, to solve our political differences, according to fight, let's solve the problem by this way. That's why they argue to occupied. It's not about selling.
it
That's
don't
why
matter. Okay, that's
we
what I'm saying.
Ethiopians and Eritreans are
So-
fight. Let me tell you,
I heard
fight
you, brother. I
after
heard
fight. Now Eritrean became as a nation.
you. I heard you.
So can you explain why Djibouti is not part of Ethiopia? It's its own port now. That little piece of land right by Ethiopia. Why is that not? Why is that not part of Ethiopia?
He gonna say political.
I already answered to
it's a
him.
political problem, but you got to understand that the Romans, that's how they affect the political part. They push what? Their religion to make everybody believe in what? Jesus. And
Which
now,
kind of religion you are talking about? For example,
Listen,
I'm just asking you.
brother.
I'm just asking you. Which kind of religion we are separating Ethiopian by nation, whatever. Which kind of religion there? For example, these Italians are Ethiopian. We fighting because they try to colonize. Our forefathers are defeating them and evacuate them. So which religions you are talking about at that time?
Brother,
Italians
religion.
came with their religions.
Listen.
It's not about it. They just came for other African nation to colonize. They tried Ethiopia. Our forefathers fought and evacuated them 2 times. That's what we know Ethiopians.
Hey, brother man, listen. The original Christianity in Ethiopia was the King of Kings was on the throne as a living vessel. The Ethiopians' ancient Christianity was never to worship a deity of 2,000 years old. So if you want to go to the original Christianity that comes from Ethiopia, it's to follow the King David who walks the earth, not Christ of 2,000 years. So right now, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church doctrine is about a 2,000-year-old deity that nobody ever seen. When right now, the Ethiopians gonna follow the seed of David, the one who comes from the lineage of David, not the one who comes from the sky. That's Roman Catholic Church Christianity. Now the whole world follows this, what? Form of Christianity, because the Romans colonized all information. That's why the biblical scrolls, the manuscripts, and the artifacts was taken from Ethiopia and never returned. So if the Ethiopians don't have the original artifacts, the original manuscripts, they are not in Ethiopia. You know, so Ethiopia is proof that the Romans have colonized all information, and that's why the whole world is a part of mental slavery. It's mental slavery over the whole face of the earth.
So that's what I believe, yeah?
That's what I know. Because right now, let me ask you this. Do you believe in Jesus?
My God. Yes, of course.
Brother man, do you
Yes,
believe
of
in
course.
Jesus?
Yes.
Okay, so that's proof you colonized. Proof. You believe in the same Jesus that I believe in. You're supposed to have a different Christianity than me. Why do I believe the same thing you believe? Tell me why.
Because we are Orthodox Christians. Ethiopia majority, we, for example, me,
well, listen,
I'm Orthodox Christian.
I'm not Orthodox, brother.
That's why I told you.
Okay, listen. I'm not Orthodox.
I don't think so.
But listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to give you back the floor.
I doubt.
I'm not Orthodox. You Orthodox. I'm not Orthodox. You Orthodox.
Yeah.
We both believe in the same Jesus. What does that mean?
The way we believing, that is a different. The way we are believing, completely different.
Okay.
The way we are believing, you know, the way we are believing, the way we are, you know, praying, the way we are, you know, we have a different.
Okay.
For example, you believe Jesus. The way we are believing Jesus, it's completely, maybe it's different from others, and me too.
You believe,
okay?
Do you believe?
We believe in Trinity, not only Jesus, Trinity. You know about Trinity?
Yeah.
Our Orthodox Christians are believing Trinity. That's why we follow. It is not about colonize my one mind or whatever. This thing is related with a belief. It's not related with the politics. It's not about colony. No one colony us. There is no one by religion, by politics. In fact, I agree with you. We colonize by politics, obvious. Because our leaders, our African leaders, has an issue, has a problem. They are not serious to lead the continent. You see? Because those gaps, those Europeans, whatever people are coming, interact, involve our politics, we divided. We Africans are not became together because our leaders are nonsense. They give them chance to interact our own politics, you know, lead us, then separate us. That's why our mental, our mind, it's sticking there. We have to come out from there, be united, according to fight. According to we Ethiopians, you guys are colony, you are not Ethiopian. According to say this, let's become together, unite, then defeat them. Okay? Just leave, you know, I always listen to you guys. You always accuse Ethiopians, because of our Ethiopians, you know, they stick our own culture. You know, no one can penetrate. Especially we Orthodox Christians are very strong.
Hey, brother man.
Very strong. They try to...
Hey, brother man. Hey, brother man.
Yes.
What are you doing to help Ethiopia? Because I'm doing something to help Ethiopia. I'm actually doing something to help.
I don't think so. You think you are helping?
Listen. We don't care about your thoughts. Your thoughts don't affect the world. So we're not here to, you know, it don't matter. But I want to ask you this. What are you doing to help Ethiopia?
Yeah, I'm doing because, you know, I'm doing according to my knowledge. I have to, whatever I have to, you know, writing, for example, about our politics, especially. I'm a politician, I'm interacting with the politics. I try to, you know, give them a good political ideas. According to, because we Ethiopians are very, very seriously, we have a problem, political problem. We have completely big political mess in our country going on. Why? Tribal politics.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So that's why.
We already understand that. So I want to ask you this then. Are you in DC?
No. Europe.
Are you in Europe?
Yes.
Okay. So brother,
I'm not in
right
DC.
now, I just want to let you know this. The Son of David, the Christ, is walking the earth. He will sit on the throne in Ethiopia. And all the Orthodox Ethiopians, all the Christians around the world, all the Catholics will have to leave their religion. Now, this is what I asked an Ethiopian sister yesterday. If you met Christ, would you follow Christ or would you follow the Orthodox if you met Christ?
We follow the Christ. Obvious.
Oh, say it again. Who you gonna follow?
Oh, yeah. We believe we follow the Christ. Right. Jesus Christ. Obvious.
Okay, now listen to what you said. If Christ come back, you're gonna leave the Orthodox and you're gonna follow Christ. So that means the Orthodox, why are you a part of it if you're gonna leave it when you meet Christ? Why are you a part of it? It's a safe haven? Oh, he must have left.
Yes, brother. Yes. Sorry, I'm just doing something in like. Okay. Can you ask me again?
Why? Because I see you got the kids. They sometimes.
Yeah. Somehow my kid. Yeah.
I understand.
I've not focused.
Why would you follow Orthodox? It's when you meet Christ, you're gonna leave the Orthodox. Why are you Orthodox? Then?
Why I'm leaving the Orthodox?
No. If you meet Christ, you say you will leave the Orthodox.
No, I'm saying, you see, we believe Jesus Christ, and Orthodox Christian, we follow that,
You can't serve two masters.
The problem is, it is
not
true.
Love the one and hate the
Orthodox, you see, Orthodox, the way how, you see, follow the Christ, that is the way. It's kind of a law. It's dogma. We are talking about dogma. Okay? It's not about different religious. It is same. Orthodox, and because we follow the Jesus Christ, but still Orthodox Christian, it is not about it's a believing. Believing, we believe only one God in Trinity. There is a way.
Yeah,
but Orthodox Christian, it is just a name. For example,
trust me, I
other
know.
church, for example, in Catholic, Roman Catholic, or whatever, that is a name. Orthodox Christian, it is a name. That's a name. It is not related with a God. Orthodox Christian, it's not a God. It is an institution.
Nobody say it was a God.
Okay, that is an institution. You talk about an institution. Orthodox Christian, an institution.
Brother man, you're not going to stay with that institution.
Jesus Christ.
But brother man, you're not going to stay with that institution if Christ comes. You're going to leave that institution.
Christ not in
because Christ is not in the Orthodox. Man say Christ is in there, but Christ ain't told us these things. So when Christ actually comes, guess what you're going to do? Leave the institution and follow what Christ is doing. So, matter of fact, if anybody a part of any religion, when Christ show up, they're going to leave their institution, they're going to leave their name, and they're going to follow Christ. So this is a proof. When Christ get back, all religions is destroyed. This is why I'm saying these things, brother. I'm just bringing you awareness to what's finna happen.
I am not a religious person.
I didn't say you were.
That's why maybe it's a kind of confusion. But I'm telling you the truth. Yes.
Okay, brother man. But we appreciate you coming up. We're gonna have to move on because the brother man, been waiting for a while. Okay. But like I told you, remember, Christ is walking earth. Don't be surprised.
Okay, thank you.
Peace.
Okay, thank you.
He doing what I'm doing. I talk to political people.
Greetings and love.
What's up, brother, man? Peace, peace.
Peace.
Yeah, man, one love. Give thanks for later. Hold on, let me turn the camera on. There you go. Yes, I. Blessed be by his name.
What's up, brother, man? Peace, peace.
Yes, I. Blessed be by his name, Yes, I. I'm in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the capital city of Africa. Yes, I. I heard the whole conversation about Ethiopia being colonized. Um, you see, let me tell you something. Through my knowledge that I re-educate I and myself, because even the education system in Ethiopia is brainwashing, even the education system. So they've been taught us about how Christopher Columbus discovered America in school. They never taught us how King Lalibela built Lalibela and Aksum, how Aksum was built. See? So, but here is the thing, earlier you mentioned how some Ethiopian, they have a light skin because through this colonization and Ethiopian mixed up through some people, they believe they mix up with Arabs. Um, but here's the thing, the brother, because through my researching, there are three type of black people, Rasta, in Ethiopia. All right. So the light-skinned black people who live in by the Noors, like the Tigray and the Amara, same because they live in a high elevation, it's cold. They're not exposed to a sun. All right. So if you go to South Ethiopia, like south deep after Rift Valley lakes, you find the darkest people because it's hot. They exposed to sun because it's a low land, right? Even if you go to East Ethiopia where the Afar Denakel, all right, the darker Ethiopian. So it's between light skin and a dark and between. But let me tell you some one thing. I really I'm sure maybe you never heard of it, that I, as I'm an Ethiopian, I never been mixed and I never been colonized. The reason why, are you guys there?
Yeah, we are. I'm listening to you.
You guys, all right. The reason may I say that, I know my ancestors, like 12 generation of my ancestors by their name. My father's side, my dad's side, I know my name is Theodros Tafase Jifar Nago Jeba. It goes on and on and on. So I'm talking about 12th century.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
my mother's side, I know 7 generation of my great fathers. So all they have Ethiopian name, and so how Ethiopia became mixed up with with other nation or other tribe, because I'm sure a lot of Ethiopians, they know, because even in tradition, in one of Ethiopian Orthodox tradition, through Christ is a Christ written in Ethiopian tradition. If I want to marry an Ethiopian Orthodox woman, me and her family, they sat down. We have to make sure we're not related 7 generation
All right, all
with
right.
our
Yeah,
cousin. You
and
see
that's
me?
why I say I don't, like when people got to understand, you got certain African Americans that's not mixed. Now, a lot of us are mixed, but you got to think about it. Some people just never slept with the other race. They always
As-
slept with they. So mixing is a big part, but also you do have certain Africans that's not mixed. You know,
but you
and
see,
so when I
it's
speak of
true.
colonization, I speak of
Right,
the majority rules. If the
right,
majority rules, if majority of the people are lost, then that's what make
right.
Ethiopia colonized. I know certain people, like I said, if you have been taught by your family and you have been educated in your household about certain events and you haven't accepted the colonized information, then of course you won't be a part of that colonization. But majority just rules.
I mean, don't get me wrong, brother. I mean, till today, Ethiopians suffer. from mental slavery. Don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? That's the fact. But as a physical colonization, because you see, I was a tour guide since when I was 15 years old. So I traveled to Ethiopia and I educate myself. You know, I re-educated myself. As you said earlier, also you mentioned how the old Ethiopian artifact were stolen by Italian, yes, replaced by the white Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, brother, have you been to Ethiopia? You've been here. You've been here in Ethiopia, Rasta.
No, I haven't been here. I haven't
All
been here.
right. You see, here is the thing, brother. You see, when God give you an eye, because this is a part of your judgment, because sin is believing, right, brother?
No.
Sin is a believing, right?
Seeing, no, not seeing is believing. Understanding. I wouldn't say
I
seeing is
mean,
believing
yeah, I
because you
mean,
can see something.
yeah, I mean, seeing is a part of understanding. It's true. Yeah, when you see, I mean, you know what's wrong. Because you see, here is the thing. For example, in news, right? People, they listen to the news and they believe everything. But to find out the truth, God give you a judgment in your heart, right? So to find out the truth, Rasta, you can't just
Well,
believe
yeah, that's what I'm
everything what the
saying. But
people say.
you got Ethiopians that live in Ethiopia and they don't understand these things. They see it all the
They
time.
don't. They
You see what
don't.
I'm
They don't
saying?
because
So
here is
it
the
ain't
thing.
about going to Ethiopia.
Hold on. Hold on. Here is the thing, brother. Here is the thing. Because most Ethiopian people today, for example, even the richest man, I'm telling you, a lot of the Ethiopian who are in, I mean, living in America, living in Europe, none of them been to Lalibela. Here is the thing. I mean, if you familiar, this music called, Jacob Miller, he's a Jamaican artist. He have a song, 80,000 careless Ethiopians shall go down in a Babylon. You see me? So now, a lot of careless Ethiopians in a Babylon because they not care. They don't even care about to know their history. But brother, the truth is, those the black artifacts like the black Jesus, the black Virgin Mary, all other, they here, they still exist because you see, all we know in Ethiopia, all we know. Hold on, let me. I want to come to one point because you were talking about the early book also about Ethiopia, but I want to come. I want to mention one thing too because I just returned from Melchizedek, right?
But Chelsea did.
Yeah, man, Melchizedek, yeah, man.
Yeah, I
Where
know.
Abraham come.
I call it the order of Melchizedek
Yeah,
because
man,
Melchizedek is
the
the
first
order.
priest of the Most High, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like all these are teachings that we all have watered down to confuse the masses. So the teaching of Melchizedek is the order that Christ comes in. And Christ just means the anointed vessel from the seed of David. It's not a deity that came 2,000 years ago. So this order of Melchizedek is a teaching about how Melchizedek gave bread and wine to Abraham. Now, Abraham in the scriptures is about the descendants that was going to be coming out of captivity. And to get out of this captivity, you're going to get the bread and wine from the one who comes
All
from.
right, brother. All right. My point is, if you remember in the Bible, when Abraham went to see Melchizedek, he come to see him here in Ethiopia. There is a church called Melchizedek. We call him in America Melchizedek, brother. That's where he lives to be. It's not because it's the most, you see, brother, our black history is never been told. Our history is right by the white people.
I
Even the
agree.
people, you see, we are a few people like you, very people we care about where we come from, because it's true, if you don't know where you come from and you don't know where you're going. Because that's why, like, I mean, the guy who come before me, I mean, he live in Europe. Even I want to even talk about Ethiopian Orthodox. You mentioned it earlier. Was 2,000 years old. The matter of fact is a 3,000 years old because Ethiopia have been preaching the becoming of Christ for 1,000 years before even Christ come. So and Ethiopian Orthodox is still today the only church, brother, the only church. I've traveled to America, I've traveled to Europe, I've traveled to Caribbean through the Most High Rasta. I grew up in the ghetto. I'm was nobody, but true, because remember you said earlier, I come from a David. My tribe is a Judah tribe. We all black people. Our tribe. We not come from Naphtali, Reuben, or Simeon. We the tribe of Judah, all black race. See? So, with that being said, Ethiopian Orthodox is still one of the righteous religion. The reason why I said, because right now, I live in Addis Ababa. Just in Addis Ababa, there are probably over 500 Ethiopian Orthodox church. Every morning, brother, 3 o'clock in the morning, you see the Muslims, they wake up 5 in the morning to say Allahu Akbar and they go back. But every morning, 3 o'clock in the morning until 9 in the morning for 6 hours, Rasta is pure prayer and the praise Jesus Christos, Christ, true Ethiopian Orthodox to the fullness, brother. That's why I always say, I know you got knowledge. You see, every man born with his knowledge, and you see, some of them brethren they seek wells, a brother like you, and some of brethren they seek knowledge, right? So if Jah willing and you come to Ethiopia and you see yourself, brother, yo, that's
But
that's
brother
that's
man,
very eye opening,
oh no,
very
like
eye
we
opening.
coming. No, we coming to Ethiopia, but Ethiopia, the whole Bible is about restoring David's throne. That's what this is the whole this
Yes,
the
sir.
small thing that
True
we will
talk.
miss.
True
So
talk.
David's
True talk.
throne is in Ethiopia. So whoever restores it, he will have to come back to Ethiopia, and a lot of people gonna come with him to help
True
Africa
talk.
and
True
Ethiopia.
talk. No,
Like this is
no.
hold on,
Even the
brother man,
Bible, even the Bible
brother
talk
man.
about. You
That's what I'm
remember,
saying.
even the Bible said,
Hold on.
brother, he will
I know,
bring
brother
his
man. Hold
people
on,
to
brother
the
man.
end of
Wait,
the earth, brother.
brother man.
It's true.
I
True
got you.
talk. He talking.
Yeah, and see, this is the conversation that we not having, because where's the David that's coming back to restore? No matter if you're a Rastafarian, no matter if you're Orthodox, no matter if you're a Muslim, no matter if you're a Hebrew, where is the David that we supposed to follow? Because this is the one who God has given us to be our shepherd. Nobody in
Um.
religion can show me this vessel. Now, this
Yeah.
is
You
what we
see, I.
doing. We have found this vessel, and we are revealing this vessel to all the African people, just as prophecy is written. But he came to his own, and what? His own did not receive him. So this is the prophecy that's happening in the earth, you know, and this is why we have this topic up here. This is why we are talking about Ethiopia, because this throne is finna be restored by Christ that walks the earth, not by Christ that the Orthodox, that all the religions are pushing on us, but the actual Christ who God has actually ordained for us. This is the Christ that's gonna do these things.
Um, so you see, that's so Ethiopian Orthodox. You see, for example, right now, if you walk much of the busiest street in Addis Ababa, the Pentecostal pastors they hold mic and pushing people. You see, Ethiopian Orthodox, there is no one single Ethiopian priest man holding a Bible on the street and preaching, because it's not a holy place to call God name, because his name shall be called by a holy place. You see me? Hold on. Let me tell you one thing. Every Ethiopian Orthodox church is founded when they crucify Christ, right? And when they stab him in the back, in his on his left, right? So Saint Uriel was ordered to pick Christ's blood and to spill it over Ethiopia, right? So every day Christ's blood drop, I'm not saying, because remember, Ethiopia has one of the oldest script Bible in Ethiopia, and that's what the Bible I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
But brother
King
man,
James
this
Version
has
Bible,
nothing
you
to
know.
do, and I understand what you're saying, but this has nothing to do with who God gonna anoint for us. Like Christ, the Christ that we talk of, the Romans gave us that Christ. The Bible don't talk about
Um,
listen, brother man. The Bible does not talk about a 2,000-year-old Christ. The scriptures don't talk about that because the scriptures talk about someone coming from the seed of David. So if the house of David is still walking the earth, then someone gonna come from these people and be Christ. Christ was never supposed to be a deity. The Romans stole the scriptures, and now we are talking about a historical Christ. The scriptures
all
don't
right,
talk
you
about
see,
a historical
yeah,
Christ.
you
So
see,
so
that's why they have it. You
hold up,
see,
brother man.
brother, that.
So hold up. So
Mhm. All right, all right,
everybody
all right.
that's under the Roman Catholic Church doctrine talk about a historical Christ. So that's the information we got to remove ourselves from, so we can see and hear God Christ, because God Christ is a living man. That's who God Christ is. The Romans Christ is a historical Christ. God Christ is a living, walking vessel. Where is this Christ? Nobody can tell me. And until you move yourself from the Roman Christ, you won't ever look for who? God Christ. Now, God Christ is going to be lifted up just as Moses prophesies. Because Moses it says, just as Moses put the serpent on the pole, so must the Son of Man be lifted up. And all those who backstabbed him, like you were saying earlier, they going to see him being lifted up. That's what the prophecy is about.
So, brother, you saying you are waiting, God in the flesh, right?
No,
Because yes,
no,
in
I'm
one
saying
point,
God
no, hold
is
on,
in
hold
the
on,
flesh.
hold on. One point, yes, I agree with you, because when a Christ come, the Bible said, man become God, and God became man. Yes, Rasta. But this time, Christ will come for judgment. Remember,
I
in our
agree.
coming, you
But that's
agree
what
with
I'm
that?
saying.
All right.
Christ is here right now judging the world. Christ is walking the earth right now judging the world.
Mm.
So you are correct. But remember, Christ got to gather the saints to judge the world. That's what the scripture's about. The saints gonna judge the world. But who gonna gather the saints? Christ.
Yeah, but let's come to the point, brother. So you remember, you know, they took Ethiopian Bible, the Roman Catholic and the Protestant. Still remember, so they have the six book, right? They have that six virgin book from Old Testament to the New Testament, right? But Ethiopian has 81 book, right?
I got the
So
Ethiopian
almost,
Bible. That's what I'm saying.
huh?
But
Huh?
the prophecy don't change. If you read the King James, if you read the Ethiopian, if you read the Quran, the prophecy
No,
of
no,
God
no, Rasta.
never
No,
changed.
no, hold on, brother. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something. You see, because um, remember, African language has most of them has no definition in English. So everything they translate the Bible from Ethiopia to English, Rasta, my brother. For example, the Bible said when Moses he took the Israelite out of bondage. And the King James Virgin Bible, it said he cut the Red Sea, right? But in Ethiopian Bible said he cut Eritrean Sea.
But that's what I'm
You get my
saying. But you
point,
gotta
brother?
understand the
You
sea.
get my point. So a lot of the,
Let me
not
say this though,
only like
brother.
yeah,
I,
they not only take some of the virgin out of the book, also the word they put is to confuse and to colonize the black people, not in a yard, black people who were in by the time, you know, a bondage in a Babylon. Yes, Rasta.
but brother man,
Today,
I want to say this.
hold on, brother, hold on. Let me finish. Yes, we know Wagwan 2,000 years ago. We know the Israelite people, they were bondage for 432 years in Egypt. Today, in our generation, Rasta, if you know it, my brother, it's undeniably link between the African American, my people, you see me, my brother and sister, because as you said, and I believe some of them slaves were taken from Ethiopia.
But that's what I'm saying, but brother man, like the thing about the translation, the prophecy don't change. God's spirit gonna be in a living vessel. That no matter now, when you said the Red Sea and the Eritrean Sea, it's still about Moses dividing information. It's not about a man actually dividing the sea, because the water.
But no,
Let me say this. Hold on.
hold on.
The water, which is what the sea represents, it means information. So whether it's the Red Sea, whether it's the Eritrean Sea, that's still not changing the translation, because the meaning of the parable, which is what the Bible is written in parables, is a priest gonna come divide the information so we won't drown in the water down information like the Egyptians did, because they didn't have what? The Ark of the Covenant. They wasn't following the Ark of the Covenant. So if you follow the Ark of the Covenant, this is going to divide the information from you so you can get to the other side and come out of Egypt. These are things that's happening right now. The waters are being divided. The Jordan River. But it's not actually someone walking to a river and dividing it. That's not what that represents. That's not the meaning of the parable. So as the scriptures tell us, a priest divide holy and common things to put us on solid ground so we can get to the other side. So these writings or parables, no matter what language or no matter what book you are reading, you have to have understanding of the parable, because the translations don't change.
So did not clash what you just said with like the Italians taking and switching and making us believe? You get my point? Kind of like clash with your word.
Well, no, like they stole the scriptures and then put dates on it. So now Christ is historical. Christ is future prophecy. So now the enemy got us talking about his history that we can't do nothing about. We can't change history. We can't rewrite it, you know. So we are talking about things we can't change. That's why we can't focus on the change that's at hand, because everybody talking about what Christ doing, what Christ did. When if we actually knew the truth, we'll be conversating about what Christ is actually doing rather than what Christ did. That's the confusion. So they took God's word and put dates on it, and they changed the time of when events gonna actually happen. So the crucifixion, the resurrection, the word of God, all these things are happening now. But we've been lied to, so we think they already happened. And it's
All
confusing.
right. So let me ask you one question, brother. How long do you think like this earth exists since like whatever Adam and Eve appear? Like
Like Adam and Eve, that's a parable. That's not a people. That's talking about the priesthood of God. So I don't know how long the earth been here. I didn't create it. I wasn't here when it started. So I can't speak on
no,
things that's out of my hands. You know, that's out of my hands. Now, what I do know, Adam and Eve is not the first people on the earth. This is talking about God priesthood. Adam meaning flesh, man and woman. Eve is the spirit that's inside of man and woman. That's what the Adam and Eve's teaching and parable is about. But again, all this information is watered down. So a priest have to come, like Moses, and divide this information. You know, so it's a lot of things that we have indulged in and we have got it wrong. So it's keeping us in darkness about what God is actually doing and talking about. You know, so I don't know how old the earth is. That's way out of my hands. No man knows. No man knows how old the earth is, because guess what man didn't do? Man didn't make it. So he can't put a date on it. Because God don't have dates. Dates come from man. You know, so man is not put here to know how old the earth is. Man is put here to keep the earth in order. That's our job. You know, so what man is doing right now is destroying the earth. So the real children of God gonna stand up and fight the destroyers and put the earth back in order, aka the order of Melchizedek. Because right now we're in the order of Aaron, which is everybody worshiping what? The golden calf. So the order of Melchizedek is gonna come back in play to deliver the children of Abraham who are in bondage. That's what's going on, brother man. And we confused because they changed time with their fake dates.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar about the astronomy, right? So Ethiopia has her own astronomy, right? Than any, like the rest of the world, whatever you call them, European, American. I don't even know how many type, but so even I was doing this research and I met this lady from Athens, from Greek. So we were doing some own researching about Ethiopia and Greek. So we all know how the West universities in America, mostly in America, even in Europe, they when they talk about philosopher, astronomy, and astrology, whatever, they mention the Greek philosophers, right? And but if you go to Greek, there is literally written history that the Greeks, they used to come to Ethiopia 2,500 years ago to study astronomy, theology, whatever you call it, Rasta, all this philosophy, right? So that's why still, if you go to in Greek Ethiopian, in Greek Orthodox Church, you don't find no white Jesus. You find a Jesus who look just like you and me, brother.
I don't know what
And I
Orthodox
know.
church you've been going to, but the Orthodox churches I go to in America, that's connected to Ethiopia, they got a white Jesus.
Well, brother, you see, as you just mentioned it earlier, right? So the people are the victim of the Roman Catholic. Hold on, one thing also, you remember,
I want to ask you this then, brother man. How are they convinced by the Romans when they are under the Ethiopian Orthodox?
no, here is the thing. Hold on, let me come to me, brother. So you remember they were still in the artifacts when when they were occupying Ethiopia for 5 years. One things they did, greatly to burn down the whole church, burn down the script, stealing the artifacts. Literally they burned down over 500 old church, very old church. Some of them 800, 900 years old church, right? Then any Ethiopian priest who were caught drawing Ethiopian Orthodox paint, like the tradition paint, they were killed for 5 years. So they replaced it with this white Jesus, because remember, Ethiopia at that time, we don't know photograph, we don't even wear shoes. You get me? So I know within that 5 years, not only Italian occupy Ethiopia, they corrupt Ethiopia, right? So
And I agree. But you gotta look, before the Italians, the Romans came in, took everything from Tedros, took the Renaissance
the
painting.
British, the British,
Yeah,
the
British,
British,
yeah, the
not the
British.
Italian.
So before the Italians, the British took a lot of stuff too from
They did,
Ethiopia.
they did,
You
they
know,
did,
so
they did.
so yeah, so before the Italians, and that's why I'm saying, so this white Jesus and this Jesus concept is not the original Christianity. The original Christianity is to follow the seed of
So
David.
here is the thing,
Hold on, let me
brother.
say,
Now, hold on, brother.
hold on, brother man.
No,
Hold
no,
on, wait, let me
no,
say
no.
this.
Hold on.
Hold on, wait, let me say this. If you got a seed, like your seed won't be your history. Your seed will be your future. So the seed of David is talking about future people. So the scriptures is not talking about a deity or a man of the past. It's talking about the seed of David, the continuation of David. So why are we not looking for a new Christ? Why the whole world is looking for an ancient man that walked 2,000 years ago? This doctrine comes from the British. It do not come from Ethiopia, because Ethiopian doctrine was to follow the seed of David. That means Christ continues. It don't stop 2,000
Um,
years
uh,
ago.
no, hold on. I just want to back you up. You know, it stopped. So you know, King Haile Selassie is a successor, right? He's a successor of
No,
David,
but he
right?
dead and
So,
gone.
uh, uh, uh,
He dead and gone, so somebody else gonna take his place.
yeah, because that's the fulfillment of the book. That's what I'm saying. Ethiopia, the book what Ethiopia have is a different book. The Ethiopia have, even if I show you, you see how a book of Psalms in a book of in that little book, right? But if you see Ethiopian book of Psalms, brother, Ola, let me show you. It's this big. That never written some of them books from the original Ethiopian books into the six book we're talking about, brother. Right? So we know it's written in a Bible long time ago. The king will return and will set up on a throne, because remember, Ethiopia. Hold on, one thing. So there is no nation, brother, in this earth who have kings and queens and break of lineage. One of the ancient monarchy ever exist in this earth is
Yeah,
Ethiopian
that's what I'm saying.
monarchy.
But brother,
So
these
those,
things, I already know these things. That's why we have to find our new king. That's
yeah,
all I'm saying.
yo,
Because right now
trust
we are
my
wasting
word, brother.
time.
Trust my word, because it's not. I'm not just saying it. It's written in the Bible. Even we know what his name will be. We don't
No, you
know,
don't.
but
No, you
we
don't.
prophesied.
No.
Ethiopian prophesied this man, he will come out from one of Ethiopian. Remember, Psalms 87, verses 1 is talking about his foundation is in the holy mountains of Zion. Right? So right now, even most Ethiopian people, they think Zion or Jerusalem, Israel is in Israel, but Ethiopia is the new Jerusalem, which is come out of heaven. Because Holland, even look Lalibela. So Lalibela in Aksum, so most the monastery church, like the ancient and even have you seen it, Lalibela in these days? No man can even make it in this technology, and those are established in the highest mountains of Ethiopia. Because if you go to Israel, there is no church established in the highest point of the earth, because even Addis Ababa is one of the highest capital city in Africa, the first highest city in Africa. So think about it. The more you go north, you find probably over 1,000, maybe 1,200 church, most of them built at like a top of the hill. Like I'm talking about 3,000 meters above the sea level. We're talking about 13,000 feet. Most of the church established in the highest mountain. So that's what the Bible says, because it talks about God loved the gate of Zion more than the dwelling of Jacob. So when it talks about, it's not talking about Israel. It talks about Africa, Ethiopia.
Correct. And anything we always bring out.
Yeah, so that's why as Marcus Garvey said, we look to the east, right? And he said, for the becoming of a black king, yeah, the king crowned as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. right? So that's a David said, you know, Menelik before him, on and on, on and on. Kings and queen, 225 kings and queen from David house, from the Judah tribe. So so Ethiopian still talking about, has been preaching, because is everything what happened right now in Ethiopia is the fulfillment of the book. Remember, brother, the West never blink. Not only now for all Africa, especially Ethiopia. They never blink, especially for East Africa. If East Africa Rasta, we don't even know the economical power East Africa have. East Africa is one of the richest place, Rasta. Look what going in Sudan, look what happened in Somalia, look what happened in Ethiopia, you know. So because the truth is here. Because remember, Abai, right? The Blue Nile,
I
the
want to share
river.
this with you. That's why we know the king is here.
Mm-hmm.
So until the people find the king, and until the king is lifted up, we suffering. We just continue being in suffering. You know, that's why the scriptures tell us, because Babylon is not just a miracle. Babylon is a noun. It's a person, it's a place, and it's information. So if Babel is coming from your mouth, this is the Babylon that we got to flee from. Because if the king here, we should be doing, I'm not talking. And this is what I share with all my brothers, because this is the Babylon, or this is the great Babylon that we all are in. And we got to get out of Babylon, which is the meaningless conversations, so we can get forward with the movement. You know, because again, this judgment day, this is not about who has the most wisdom and the most knowledge. This is literally right and wrong. And we have proven that if you wasn't Christ, you can't offer the bread of God. You can eat it, but you can't offer it. But now everybody is offering God bread. That's breaking the laws and the commandments of God. So this is the order that's coming back in the earth to redeem us and unify us under the one truth. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we're revealing. Again, we
Well,
know where the king is at, who will sit on the throne. We know where he at, you know. And these things we are revealing to our brothers and sisters who have the ears and the eyes, so we can unify with other governing bodies. You know, that's what we are doing, you know. So I definitely appreciate you for coming up, brother man, sharing your knowledge. I hope we can build outside the platform, you know, for the
for real,
betterment
brother.
of our people.
For real, man. For real,
Salute to
brother.
you,
For real.
man.
Yo, give thanks for later in, you know, and give her a chance to share little knowledge I know. So, but yo, more love. As you said, we can have a more conversation through another platform. But anyway, one love, one heart, one black people, one destiny, one Africa. Love.
Salute.
Peace, peace.
Well, you need what? Matter of fact, let me show y'all something.
You got some there?
A real Ethiopian. I gotta turn the camera on. Since we're in DC, y'all, we're not in Louisiana. You know, DC got a big population of Ethiopians. So if you didn't know, this is the Ethiopian bread. Y'all see it got little holes in it. Y'all see the Ethiopian bread? Let me take a piece out. I don't think we could. I think we had this for a little while. But this is Ethiopian bread. They eat this with all their food. You see it? You see it, y'all? This is This is Ethiopian bread. This is what's in this package. It come like a big old huge tortilla. You know, it's like a big huge tortilla. Tortilla. What is it called?
Tortilla.
Tortilla. So yes, we eat the Ethiopian bread. Now I'm not a big fan of it. I eat it. You know, something I gotta get used to. But again, this is the Ethiopian bread. This is how it looks. See how it looks like a big pancake. So yes, we do eat the bread. We have. I've been eating a lot. Shit, I'm actually tired of Ethiopian food. Shit, I had it too much since I've been down here. But so that's the Ethiopian bread, Eritrean, whatever you want to call it. You know, so I don't even know what you call it. There is a lighter type that doesn't taste so tangy. Now that's what I need because I don't like that sourness or tangy taste in it. I'm not really too fond of that. But if I can get that out, you know, that'll be real good because I like a lot of bread in my food anyway. It's made out of flour, water, and just flour and water. I forgot what kind of flour. They're gonna give you a lot of bread with it. You're gonna get beans, lentils, spinach, and bread. Well, lentils, spinach, cabbage, and bread.
Carrots.
Teff flour. It's made out of teff flour. It's made out of teff flour. So, and when you get it, the bread about the size of a plate. But the bread is the size of a big plate. So they put the bread down first, and they put scoops of the food on top of the bread. And then you got more bread. Your bread serves as like your spoon. That's because you don't need a spoon. You just need hands. So you take the bread, you pick the bread up with the food and you eat it. That's how they eat.
Fufu is more of a West African. Oh, fufu. Oh, well.
Well, that's how you do the Ethiopian dishes. So, you know, just tell you the truth. We kind of heard through the grapevine. It ain't really Ethiopian food, but we ain't gonna even get into that. But you know, I'm not gonna even. Y'all gonna shoot me if I say that. That's gonna be my assassination. If I start talking about that, I'm gonna get assassinated. But no, that's neither here nor there, y'all. You know, we got different kind of food. You know, we're gonna bring our American flavor back home. So again, it's always better to have what? More mind. What it says, better to have two brains than one. You know, so we definitely gonna bring our flavor back home. Cause I'm pretty sure Ethiopians ain't just coming over here just eating Ethiopian food. That's a damn lie. They eating that fried chicken. Yeah, we vegans. We don't eat the flesh. We don't eat no flesh.
Barbecue and soul food.
Oh, barbecue and soul food definitely welcome. I know it is. That's one thing about like, you know, Man, like I say, food is everything, man. You know, food is another it's another thing that unifies us. Food bring us together. You know, but like I said, we first got to get a mind frame. If we don't have the correct food for thought, see, we need food for thought. That's what God give us. God don't feed your tummy, you feed your tummy. God don't pick up your fork. God don't fry your chicken. God don't make your gravy. God don't do none of these things. God already put things here for to feed us. Now, God gonna feed our mind. That means God gonna put thoughts in people. God gonna put information in people. And they gonna come feed your mind. Now, that's that soul food that we need. The mind, body, and soul. So this information gonna get you to your soul purpose. Because we know we're not living out all. We think our soul purpose is to come here, die, and meet Jesus. So our soul purpose is to die and go to heaven? No. It's not our sole purpose, y'all. You know, so we don't even understand the continuance of life. We don't understand none of the simple things that make life a little bit more enjoyable than what the hell we living right now. There's only some simple things that can make you smile every day you wake up. Simple things. You know, so this is the stuff we got to get in tune with. You know, I want to say, man, you can't never get away from the old way. The old way always the best. Well, that kind of go with our spirituality. You know, now some creations are beneficial for us. That's why the mind creates. That's the power of the mind. To create what better things to what? Help us sustain life. Now, we don't create life. We just can make it better. Because of what? Our God-given talents. I'm going to say it again. God-given talents. That means what? Did nobody teach you how to jump high? It was given to you by God. Did nobody teach you how to run fast? It was given to you by God. Now, you might have had guidance to help your speed, but you can't give somebody speed. It got to be given to them by God. So, if this is proof, God give people certain things that you might not have. Do that make you what? A lesser person because they can jump high? No. You just, when it's time to jump high, you got to go to the person that can jump high because you can't jump high. So you see how you got to let other people do their job or let other people do their God-given talents, what God have given them? Well, it's the same thing with the priesthood. You're not the spokesman, so guess what you got to do? You got to be quiet until you what? Walk through the door. Don't be a thief and a robber. You climb in some other way. You didn't go through the Son? So you're telling me you didn't go through the Son of God. You went through the book. Or you went through the Orthodox. You went through your religion. So you must go through the Son of God. If you want to what? Be a spokesman for God. And remember, you don't open the book to go through the Son. That's why I told you to eat the flesh. That means, guess what you was going to be doing? You was going to be looking and hearing the Son in the flesh. You weren't going to be reading the book looking for the Son so you can go through them. That's what people think you're doing. You think you're reading the book, and because you're reading the book, well, Christ don't even have no books in it, and you think you're going through Christ to get to God. Shame on you. Shame on you. Because that's not how you get to God. That's not how you go through the Son. The Son going to be in the flesh, and the words you're going to have to eat. You're going to have to drink and eat the information that comes from the Son. That's how you eat the flesh of Christ. Christianity comes from Ethiopia because the throne was in Ethiopia. So the throne produces Christ. So whoever has the majesty to sit on the throne is Christ. And the Ethiopians followed the Christ. That's why Christianity originates in Ethiopia.
Christ creates Christians. Without Christians, you can't have Christ.
Tell them loud, ain't you?
I said Christ creates Christians. Without Christians, you can't have Christ.
Like, You don't join a religion and become a Christian. You follow Christ and you're a Christian. So that's why Christianity comes from Ethiopia, because the throne of David is in Ethiopia. You know, so it would have to originate there if that's where the throne is at. But it has, the original Christianity has nothing with 2,000-year-old messages. Like, that's not what it's about. Correct. He came there because the throne is there. He didn't come there because Jesus was there. You know, the throne, the majesty, the anointment. And y'all go with these fancy names. I think they got one now. Nope. I'll get some more. Want some of that? Okay. Nobody want to come up and talk to us on this Monday, huh? Y'all scared? It's cold out there too, bro. It's cold. Sean, you been out there, Sean? You been outside? It's cold, man. You ain't walk around. Okay, what's going on now?
How's this fun playing music?
Does your internet bill make you anxious? You may be suffering from UPH. Unexpected.
Gotta change.
Equal rights and justice for all. Rise and never fall. Tell themselves,
what they gonna do?
enough of them not true. So what they gonna do?
I changed my title.
Who do you think you are? When you live in a small world. As wicked as you think you are. When you live in a small world. As bad as you think you are. When you live in a small world. As tough as you think you are. We live in the one you do. All right.
I thought I could change my title while I'm
When
looking.
I suspend and see all those wicked men, and the fire getting burned, that day will come when they will try to escape.
And there will be.
Nowhere to run, that day will come when I shall see they handing over bombs and trains and bullets and guns. That day will come when Emperor Selassie shall rise the world they get cause you them promoted Islam, yeah. And the day I would love to see them face for all those people they do to the human race and try to take things out of place, run face to face, shoot them in the head.
So I can't change my title.
When them find out that they can't escape, sad mistakes and on the people them trace, smile and mumble, that day will come when I stand and see all those wicked men.
When the fire getting burned, how would that conversation go? Hey God, I'm God too. I'm the only God in the flesh. Listen to me. Okay, good luck with that. That's why I got witnesses, you don't. But with God, I can't lose. So if I'm telling the truth, I must be undefeated. Because I'm the only one that's not lying. That's why sometimes when you don't see the scoreboard, you don't know who's winning. Remember, when you don't see the scoreboard, you don't know who's winning. You just see people playing. But I see the scoreboard. Check out the score.
Make sure you don't let no life in a sorrow. Make sure you not lean down straight like arrow. Make sure your brain no push out in a barrow. Make sure you make them walk out and borrow. Yeah, make sure your meditation no narrow. Judgment, everyone telling from the road I want. Yeah, All you have to do is point. What is the one thing that Major Champ Justin Rose loves about the beach? Getting off of it. pretend like nothing's wrong. To live this foolish ignorance. We can't pretend like nothing's wrong. Got to defend right. Spend so much time sketching nothing out of our life. Thinking of evil ways to improvise. Economic and psychological games. One solidify only sickening things. I hear some people say that slavery don't exist. And that's exactly what he wants us to us to pretend like nothing's wrong. Living this foolish ignorance. We can't pretend like nothing's wrong. Got to defend right and us to pretend like nothing's wrong.
I'm about to say, man, they got more people up there.
To live this foolish ignorance.
Peace.
We can't pretend like nothing's wrong. Got to defend right.
Supreme rising, big brother.
What's
I don't
up?
know
What's
if you
up?
remember me, but just maintaining, not complaining. But they told me to holler at you to get activated. You dig? The other day when I was up in the room, you dig? I don't know if you remember.
All
I be
right.
trying to. My bad. I was.
Oh yeah. I remember your face now. I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, though. Nah. I understand a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I know my part, and they told me to come holler at you before. You know what I'm saying? I be activated. I've been talking to your brother Saint.
Yeah, Saint Danny.
Yeah. And I'm out here in New Orleans. I'm a spoken word artist, but at the same time, before I write the words and the knowledge that I know, you know, I wanted to come to you and ask you for a topic. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm ready to write, and I'll be in warrior mode with mine. You know. So if it was any.
A topic, bro. Man, it could be so many good topics. But I think the living God is a good one by us understanding God is spirit, and God chooses living vessels. And I think that's a great foundation to help people understand that this the way God visits the people. And we have all these examples in scriptures with prophets. You know, when God sent the message, it was through a living prophet from among the people. And this is something simple that we have gotten away from. So when it comes to God, everything is hocus pocus. You know, so just help people understand the living God. That's why people always say the Rastafarians deal with God being a living man, you know, but you know, living mankind, God would dwell in his children. You know, so the true sons and daughters of God, these are the individuals God will be in, bringing forth the word. You know, so just getting people in the mind frame of understanding what it means to serve a living God, rather than a Jesus Christ or the deity, you know, that we have been, you know, brainwashed to serve. So, but man, you know, it's a lot of topics, man. Bread from heaven, the food for thought, God feast days. You know, it's a lot of things, you know, that we could really, topics we could bring, man. Especially when you're trying to pick my brain.
Nah, I'm gonna write all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna write all of them, you hear me? Because it's just the whole point that I came a long way, you hear me? Like, you know, from you, I came a long way from when the first time I met you and John like now to now, John like that. I mean, it come well in real time. It come in God force. You know what I'm saying? And like Pam, you know, they call it downloads. I mean, I understand I understand like the whole answer. You dig? It's not even much a letter or a number. You hear me? It's a symbol, and I'm helping people to lose their attitudes and stuff like that. If you stay in the lane of the answer of the universe, which is the symbol of the question mark, you know what I'm saying? Like, you leave everything in the question, like, you know, people be like, man, I'm mad. Why are you mad? You know, it's simple as that, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it in the lane of the questions you did. Like, even if they were like, well, I asked you. No, I asked you. Like, don't come on, who sent you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who sent you? Because I know for sure my 24 was supposed to be at peace, at righteous, you know, like, who sent you to come over here with this foolishness, you dig? So if you want to play with me, I got something to play with you with. Stay in the lane of the question, you dig? Because, I mean, it's
analogy. Damn good analogy. Yep. That's how I said it. You know, some people have that gift naturally. And some people got to be, you know, some people have to be either taught or, you know, but that's what's up, man. So, yeah, man, you actually an hour away from us. You know?
Oh, really? Yeah. He was telling me we were going to meet up or whatever, but at the same time, you know, everything in divine time. You know, and that's what I'm
You sound like you sound like a brother. We deal with a brother named Manny from New Orleans. You sound just like him. You sound just like Manny.
Well, I mean, you know how the energy work and stuff like that. And it was just the whole point that if it's time, it's time. I understand, like, even at that, you did, like, the terminology, how you saying, like, it's now, it's in the movie. It's been saying it, you know what I'm saying? It's not in the book. It's called Back to the Future. Back to the Future mean now, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that go time will me back to the past, the time traveling junk, all that parable junk, you know what I'm saying? It's called Back to the Past. You know, if we ain't going back to the past on some time warping on good time to move forward, then you hold up, man. You sitting here wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? Because Back to the Future is 1 second from now to 10 seconds in my future. So that's how it be. But we all living. I knew it was gonna slip my mind, but I know what you said. The convince people for living
the living God.
Living as,
the living God.
All right. Yeah, that is
worshiping the living God. That's some people don't really get these days.
Yeah, all right. But I can give you a little sample on how I be word playing and stuff like that. I ain't gonna let you down here, Jay, on that topic.
All right, go ahead.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Check this out, today. On Beagle.com, I'm pronounced as G-O-D, stage name General Scooter, but for example, of my wordplay on how to convince the mass of many, I wrote a piece called My Lord. Check me out. God is good all the time, God is good. 12 words that'll uplift a whole congregation, put smiles on faces and warmth in hearts, change mind frames from doing bad to good, or change it wrong into right, or even have a lifespan to where you can live once more. It's not the words you're saying, it's who you saying it to. You want to know who? The key word is God, my Lord, the ones that open up doors when I ask in prayer before I go to sleep at night. The man that woke me up from that smoke that almost choked me to death in the house. Made sure I had food in my mouth and clothes in my back. But matter of fact, I think that was you that night, but in another form. Now, remember when I had that gun in my palm and them evil thoughts in my mind? Where I wanted to shoot this nigga 9 times with this 9? But as soon as I was about to commit the crime, you came as a buddy of mine and said, man, put your clothes on so we can go to the club. Just to pass the time. Now, don't think I ain't know that was you. And I know I ain't no mortuary saint or nothing, but you know I'm something. And I know sometimes you can put us through a test where you'll leave us in a struggle where, like, some nights our stomach will be in bubbles. But you come to our troubles and fill it with a hot meal. Because we all have a purpose on this earth, whether it's a living dirt or have the most money in the world. Plus, I know your test don't be for a week. It could probably be for years until one day you appear and then boom, you're a millionaire. Just because you kept faith. Just by saying these 12 words. God is good all the time. All the time. God is good. My Lord. Jazz fingers.
That's what's up, man. What's up?
Add that on. But yeah, I do that, and that's a special topic for me that came from you. So I'm about to go harder in pain because I feel like, divine time, and now I'm here. And,
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And, we got a few we got a few other rappers and poets, with the family. So like I say, man, all that kind of energy, and you just gotta collaborate with it, man, and make something greater. Cause like I say, poets and rap, that's what move our people. Man, that really moves our people. So
Marvin Gaye said it.
We seen the negative side of it. Now imagine the positive that's finna come about because of the information and the knowledge that we getting, and we gonna put it into music. It's finna be, like I say, man, we got a lot of great things ahead of us. The first part about it is unifying the order. That's the hardest part, the order. Once it get in order, it's on and popping then. So yeah, man, keep it up, brother. Keep it up.
Well, thank you, man. Because I'm telling you, I got the keys, man. Just gotta even today, Marvin Gaye told us, it's just like music. It's about the frequency. Everything always been about the vibration and music. I mean, vibrations and frequency and stuff like that. That's the real
sound.
We ain't taking outtake.
Sound, man. Sound is everything.
On the real. So, all this going in there, all what I know, all I've been quiet about in the background, the people, I write. You know what I'm saying? When I feel it and resonate, I write. I'm starting even was writing hieroglyphics and stuff like that today. Like, look, if it was anything, you know what I'm saying? So, man, you just don't know, man. I mean, it came fast, you heard me?
That's what's up,
man. I appreciate the topic. And I ride with you, you know what I'm saying? I understand what's going on with y'all. Even that today, everything, all words that y'all been saying, and how to, everybody play their part, and all that type of stuff.
That's what's up.
That's what
it's about. It's about that body, bro. That's what that's
one,
It's just like our body. Our body is many parts, but one body. But all these different parts play a role to help what? The body function. You see what I'm saying? So that's the same thing when it comes with the priesthood of God. We gotta understand, if we all gonna be, everybody not gonna speak on behalf of God. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you is gonna speak on behalf of God, you gotta be one body. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know your role, you gotta play your part, and it gotta be in order.
Yeah, dude.
That's so the body can function.
In a car term.
Yeah.
I use it in a car term. I'm like, every piece of the car, you know what I'm saying? But everybody got a place in the car. I don't care if you was a nut on the door and stuff like that. You got to be on this. Everybody that I affiliate with, we all got to come together, you did, just so we can call ourselves taking a ride somewhere.
Got
you know
to.
What I'm saying?
Got to.
Yeah, but there you go. Who really, the car could sit right there, but what the name is on that car, you know what I'm saying? It's really the owner. Whoever, put a name on it is the owner, so that's who will speak up for that car. But y'all all part of my car. That's what I tell people. That's all my universe or whatever and stuff. Like, y'all part of my car. I gotta keep them in good vibe. I don't need none of y'all to be half under 100. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be a Ferrari at the end of the day when I put all us together. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna take off.
On them.
That's
how it goes, brother. Unification.
That's how it goes.
Unification, man.
Yeah. Unification. I'm gonna put that word in there too. Unification, you heard me? But thank you, man. That junk got me feeling wiggly, you heard me? I appreciate it. I'm doing what I was supposed to do and stuff like that, you dig? I'm 100 plus for y'all and stuff like that. And with it, all with the movement. Because it makes sense. It's called our purpose.
All right.
It's called our purpose, but
that's what it's about.
In a minute, you heard me? y'all say I'm going to land with this one, you dig, but tomorrow is promised for me and stuff, so I'm going to take off with that, you heard me? Like,
okay, all right. Okay.
All right.
That's what's up, brother, man. That's what's up. Salute, salute. That's some New Orleans, brother. So y'all, you got something? Nothing? You don't have nothing for the people? Nothing? I think they want to hear from you. So y'all, with that being said, man, I think, I know I don't really have nothing else, y'all. Unless anybody have any questions before I jump off here right quick. I answer that, but it's a little cold in D.C. Y'all see us got it pushed inside because we can't handle the cold weather. No, and it ain't even, it's in the 60s, and we talking about it's cold. You gotta bundle up. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, if we don't have any questions, then we don't have no more answers. But we do have any questions, we do have answers. If not, you know.
The reason we still behind as a country. How about the ideology they installed in Ethiopia, the reason we are still behind as a country?
Well, correct. The information is stopping you for the progression. How you gonna move forward when you got information to hold you back? You can't move forward. You can't move forward, man. So, you know, we just, you know, bringing forth information that's going to help us rise. The power of life and death is in the tongue. So our tongue speaking life. Remember that. No matter how much you might put it, our tongues are speaking life. How the petition going on? Going pretty good. Like, since we've been here, we got about what? About 60, we got about 60 people, which should be way more than 60. It should be more 600. But I think we need actually 2 more signatures. So if you haven't signed our petition, y'all, that's something you can do. We need 2 signatures, you know, to get to 1,500. You know, so they can push it a little more for us. If you haven't signed the petition, yajujudah.com. Again, yajujudah.com. You know, you could go sign the petition for us, you know, support us, help us out. You know, that's the easiest support in the world. Sign the petition.
We can't bring you up if you don't have 1,000.
Yeah, you gotta get some more followers, brother, man.
I don't think you can invite. Okay. Oh, it's at 15. Okay.
Oh, it's at 15. Okay.
Hello.
So hopefully we can try to get us some news. What's going on, brother, man? Peace, peace. I can't up.
Hello. You good? Can you hear me?
What's going on, brother? Yeah, cam up for us.
Oh, sorry. I have a bad connection. If I turn the camera on, it will cut.
It will cut? How would it cut?
I have a bad connection. It's not a good network.
If you gotta.
So, I see you saying Ethiopia is colonized. Can you explain how?
Well, you have to turn your camera on, brother, to for me to continue the conversation.
Bro, look. If I turn the camera on, it will stuck. I can turn it on, and you will see it's stucking. Okay, just watch.
No, we see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see you.
It's good.
Okay, nice. Okay. You say Ethiopia is colonized. How is that?
Through information, because Ethiopia original Christianity was to follow the King of Kings that sat on the throne. It wasn't to follow the King of Kings, Jesus Christ, that came 2,000 years ago. So now Ethiopians follow a different Christianity. They follow a westernized Christianity. Because again, the original Christianity was to follow the King of Kings that sat on the throne. not someone that came 2,000 years ago.
Okay. Do you know that this King of Kings, the Solomonic dynasty, was created in the 17th century, the 12 to 1217. Before that, starting from the 300, Ethiopians didn't claim that they had the Solomonic dynasty. Do you know that?
Yeah, but you guys don't follow the Solomonic dynasty. You have a government now.
No. I'm saying, starting from the time of Jesus Christ until the 13th century, Ethiopians, the kings of the Ethiopians, did not claim to be the king of Judah or the Solomonic dynasty. Of course, I agree that in Ethiopia there are the children of from the Solomonic dynasty and also Jewish with Jewish blood. But the king and the religion, they did not claim to be a Solomonic dynasty. The kings did not have to be from Solomonic blood. How about them?
Well, brother man, the thing about what we're saying is the King of Kings in Ethiopia never came from the sky. The King of Kings always sat on the throne as the seed of David. The Bible tells us to follow the seed of David, not a deity. The deity was given to us by the Western society. Tedros wasn't teaching about Jesus Christ. Haile Selassie wasn't teaching about Jesus Christ. You know, so none of these kings taught about Jesus Christ.
Okay.
The whole Jesus Christ doctrine and theology come from the Western world, which is Great Britain. They push this on the world, and they have colonized the whole world using this doctrine.
Okay, so what does that have to do with Ethiopia?
That's the explanation on why Ethiopia is colonized.
Okay, since Theodros or Haile Selassie or Johannes or any of the Ethiopian kings, since they did not preach about God, does that make them not real Solomonic dynasty?
They didn't preach about Jesus. It didn't say they didn't preach about God.
They did not preach about God or Jesus either.
Yes, they did. They said
No.
David, Haile Selassie said David will still destroy Goliath. So Haile Selassie talked about the seed of David coming to defeat the giant.
I
This is
remember
God.
that
God
is
was going to use the seed of David to defeat the giant.
Okay, look, that saying he said it after Ethiopia defeated Italy in 1941. Yeah, after he got back to his throne, he said, after all, the David still beats Goliath. It is a way of saying the weak can also beat the giant because of he did not say it in a way of spiritual way. He said it to make fun of them. How did you make it? How did you connect this?
Because David is a scattered people. The Bible let us know David is a scattered people.
Okay.
So it's not about the weak people. It's about a scattered people. And they're at the bottom of the boat. Now they're going to rise up and defeat the lies and restore the kingdom. Because remember, in scriptures, the giant was ton Israel. So the giant represent the lies that stacked on top of each other. The one from David gonna come from and tell the truth and destroy these lies.
What does these scattered people have to do with Ethiopia?
Ethiopia is where the throne will be restored at. The throne will be restored back in Ethiopia. So Christ comes to back to Ethiopia to sit on David's throne.
No, I said, what does these scattered people have to do with Ethiopia? Are you saying the Ethiopians are Jewish, or what's your point?
No, Ethiopia, like
It's part of prophecy.
Ethiopian is the biblical people. East
The
Africa is the
biblical
biblical
people
people.
of which biblical people?
What you mean, which?
The ancient people, the only biblical people.
The
The
tribe of
children of
Judah.
Israel. The children of Israel.
Oh, okay. So you're saying Ethiopians are Israelites?
Is what?
Israelites?
You are
Yeah,
saying
Israelites,
Ethiopians
yes.
are Israelites? Okay. All the 12 tribes live in Ethiopia, or where do the rest of 11 tribes live?
The Ethiopians are scattered.
When?
When?
Yeah.
All throughout history. The
Explain
slave
when.
trade also happened in Ethiopia. The slave trade also happened in Ethiopia also.
Which slave trade?
Which century?
The
Which
sub-Saharan
slave
slave
trade?
trade. The
What?
sub-Saharan slave trade. It's also called the
Sub-Saharan.
Indian Ocean slave trade. It also has another name.
Okay. Do you have any proof of that? Because as far as I know, this East African slave trade happened between Tanzania, Somalia, and Oman in the Indian Ocean. I've heard these Somalians sold Bantu people that they bought from Congo and Tanzania. And what does it have to do with Ethiopians?
Ethiopians was part of the slave trade as well. It's not. It didn't just stop at Somalia. Somalia was part of Ethiopia.
Somalia was not part of Ethiopia. The Ajuran Empire was in the southern Somalia. We never met with the Somalians, never in history, except the Adalites that are in Djibouti and northern Somaliland. Only them, not the Ajurans. The Ajurans were the ones that were selling these slaves.
The land of Ethiopia was a bigger region before compared to what
No,
you
it is
see
not.
today.
No.
Yes.
As an Ethiopian, we are educated about our history since childhood, and we also get educated in our schools everywhere. So we are taught in the books or also in our families that we have fought with the Adalites too many times, starting from the 13th century until the 18th or 17th or 18th century. But we never met with the Ajurans, never once. We never met once. How are you saying the Somalians, the Ajuran Somalians, were part of Ethiopia since we never met with them? Or do you know something that we Ethiopians don't know?
Yeah, you don't understand that the lines that are on the maps weren't there before. Those are imaginary
Yeah.
lines.
No. I know these lines did not exist before. I know that. Even
Okay,
there
so
are
if they
some
didn't exist
Somali
before,
people in
these
Ethiopia.
lands
Yeah.
have been, so if they didn't exist before, these lands have been conquered, right?
Conquered by who?
They've been conquered by other nations.
When?
The British, the Italy.
When?
What do you
Are you
mean by
saying
when?
that
In the
so this
1800s.
conflict happened after the Italy conquered the Somalia and occupied Ethiopia?
Ethiopia's throne, the throne of David, governs the whole of Africa. That means that
It never it
it
never
owns the
governed the whole
whole of
Africa.
Africa. So if those lands are being taken away from Ethiopia, then what does that mean? Their
Since
land is being
since
taken away
when
from them.
since when did Ethiopia govern all Africa? Since when? Or at what time?
The throne of David.
At, at what time? Or which king? Do you have any historical
He's
like for
asking about
example
the throne of
for
David covering the whole of Africa.
example
But the whole,
for example
hold on, brother. I
for
want to ask you
example
this.
you know
I want
look brother,
look. The prophets, the
listen brother,
Bible. Listen.
sorry look,
Hold on,
for
hold on, bro.
example we know
Listen.
Ethiopia conquered Yemen, yeah. Let me speak, brother. Sorry. If we discuss, we speak turn by turn, yeah. For example, as Ethiopian, we Ethiopians conquered Yemen and southern Saudi Arabia. When we say we conquered Saudi Arabia, when we say we ruled Saudi Arabia, I can give you a name of the king that governed Yemen in Saudi Arabia. His name is called Khalid. The other is called Izana. They ruled Yemen and Saudi Arabia. Can you name any Ethiopian king that ruled all Africa? Can you name one?
Brother man, again, the point of the Bible is to show
Can
us
you
we
answer
never
my
follow
question?
God. We always rejected God. We went astray. The 12 tribes didn't listen. They went astray.
No,
So,
do not flip
brother man, wait.
the question.
Brother man,
If you have
hey,
it,
bro, hey,
answer me.
listen. You ask me a question, you have to let me explain.
Okay, go on.
So, the throne never actually got its jurisdiction over Africa, but that's why the only throne that's in Africa that's labeled King of Kings is where? In Ethiopia. Do they have any other throne that's labeled King of Kings?
I don't know.
Well,
The Ethiopian king of king is the king of all the 5 or 6 kings.
so brother man, what I'm saying is the throne that's in Ethiopia governs Africa. Now, God,
When?
listen, listen to what I'm saying. It never got to that because we rejected God. That's why Africa was invaded. This is the whole point of the book. This is the whole point of the African book, to show us why the Africans got scattered all over the world. Because they what? They rejected God. They rejected God and God's ways. They followed their own ways. So it caused us to be infiltrated and scattered all over the world. But now this throne is coming back to Africa. In the majesty of God, all Africans are going to see it, and it will govern Africa as it should in the beginning. That's why the throne is labeled King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Do you understand?
Okay, then, yeah, I understand what you said. I understand. I don't have to agree with it. I just have to understand
Yeah, you're
that
right.
you said
We
it.
don't have to agree. Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
here to
yeah.
agree.
So I can give you my side of explanation. Yeah. Uh, Still now you have not told me. So since these Africans or sub-Saharan Africans did not agree with the Ethiopian king to lead them, we can say they were not part of Ethiopian empire.
They not what? They're not part of what?
They are not part of Ethiopian empire.
No, I'm not. I never said that.
You said the Ethiopian or the Solomonic or the David throne ruled Africa. Yeah.
Yes, that's the throne that governs Africa. But it
Yeah.
never got
It
its. It
governs
never. It
Africa,
never.
but they did
You
not
gotta
agree
understand.
with it.
God, the whole prophecy is to show us how we rejected God. So Africa was rejecting the throne that governed it. That's what's being said. You gotta understand. We saying these things because that's why I explained to you the only throne that's in Africa that's labeled King of Kings. So that means no matter what king you got, whoever on this throne is the King of the Kings. So that's why I say if you can tell me any other throne that's in Africa that's labeled the King of Kings, then you will have an argument. But you don't have an argument because you can't name me no other throne that's labeled the King of Kings.
Yeah. Maybe the whole Africa, did not have a king of king. Maybe Ethiopians, we had the king of kings because we had different empires in Ethiopia. Yeah. Even till today, we are governed through federalism. Yeah, where every region has their own government, like the old times, a king of kings. Their own governor,
You don't
like
see it, brother.
ancient times. So
I understand, but
how does that have to do with Africa? Ethiopia having a king of king. What does that have to do with Africa or the David throne or anything you said?
because the throne governs Africa, brother. The throne
How
governs
does that
Africa.
govern Africa
That's
when it
why
never governed Africa?
you're right,
But it
because we
never.
never accepted God. You're not hearing what's
So
being
how
said.
is
Listen, listen,
governing
brother.
Africa?
Listen.
No prophecy.
You gotta understand. Back then, they didn't accept God. We rejected God. That's the what's in the scriptures. That's what our ancestors did. So the throne was removed and Africa was invaded. Now the throne is coming back and being restored to govern Africa in the majesty of God. The throne never governed Africa, which it had supposed to govern Africa, because the Africans rejected it. They wanted to worship the moon, the stars, the statues. You know, so now we have a prophecy of the throne being restored. That's what we have to understand. We know we're not talking about the throne governing the whole Africa. It was supposed to, but it never did. That's why the throne is called the King of Kings. Because this is where the kings supposed to get the commandments of God from. This throne. They didn't do that.
Okay. Do you also know that Theodros or Johannes or Menelik or any of the kings before Haile Selassie never claimed to be the King of Kings?
They didn't have to. They sat on the throne. So that's who they were.
Only Haile Selassie claimed it,
He
and
didn't claim
only
it.
he claimed it
No,
because
he didn't claim it.
he came
He
from a
didn't
different.
claim the King of Kings.
Haile Selassie,
He did not claim that. People said he
he
was. He
claimed
didn't
it.
claim it.
It's his name. It is in his name.
Okay. You're right. It's in anybody's name who sat on there. Menelik the first. I mean, yeah, Menelik. What ain't Menelik the second? Yeah.
No,
That's in
his
his
name is
name also.
Emperor Menelik. Just Emperor Menelik, not King of Kings, Lion of Judah. Haile Selassie, his full name is King of Kings, Lion of Judah, chosen by God, and what was that? And it goes on. It's just long.
Those are all
But none of the
titles.
previous kings claimed it.
Yes.
Well, brother, man, we appreciate you for coming up, brother. But we got to
Okay,
make a
just one
run,
more
man.
question. One more question. Since you said Ethiopians has been scattered, which part, as you were claiming to be all Africa was part of, all Africa was Ethiopia, are you saying these Ethiopians have been scattered, or the rest of Africa?
No, Ethiopians.
These
East Africa.
Ethiopians at the
East
Horn.
as in East Africa. As Ethiopia, East Africa. Yeah, they've
Yeah,
been
at the Horn.
yeah.
When were they scattered, and at who scattered them?
It started in the 1800s.
In the 1800s.
The Romans, the Italians, uh, British, the Romans, British, same people. You know, the Romans and the Italians.
The Romans and the Italians.
Yeah.
Are they different? Romans. Okay. Let's leave it at that. So African Americans were already there in the 1600s. Yeah.
Nah, I don't really agree with that. But African Americans did come over here before the slave trade. Before the
From
slave trade, people was
from
coming
where
over
were
here.
they
You
taken?
know, so we understand that. But the
Where
slave
were they
trade is
taken
still
from?
real.
Where were the African Americans taken from?
Ethiopia.
East Africa, brother. Ethiopia, East Africa.
But you
All
said,
part. Really,
but you said,
if you really want to deal with it, brother,
Ethiopian
the
scattering
facts.
started in 1800s.
Listen, the facts, we bring out Ethiopia because people think people wasn't taken from Ethiopia. So we have to personalize, signal out Ethiopia. Because people think nobody was taken from Ethiopia when this is a
Nobody was
lie.
taken from Ethiopia.
So we have to signal out Ethiopia just to bring the awareness that we are the scattered Ethiopians.
No. Okay. In the 1800s, Ethiopia fought against Italy, and also I think Theodros also fought against his army fought against British. Yeah. Menelik and Johannes successfully defeated Italy in the 1800s, but Theodros lost against the British, yeah, at
Correct.
the Battle of Magdala, and he committed suicide.
Correct.
After he committed suicide, they found his son, I think, and he was taken to British.
Yeah,
And this
and
son,
not only the son, other people
Prince,
also was taken, and they burnt down everything that was in Magdala. Everything got burnt down. All the artifacts, everything that Tedros had collected, everything that Tedros had collected, they took away. All the gold,
where was the
all the
place? Where was the
artifacts,
place?
huh?
Where was the place?
Magdala.
Okay, what if I told you the Theodros palace was in Gondar, not Magdala?
In where?
Gondar.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're lying or you have a misinformed.
Brother man, that don't take away. If Tedros was sitting on the throne at that time, listen, Tedros went around. Hold up, brother man. Listen. Tedros went around and collected all kind of important historical things from all the churches in the province. This is what Tedros did. So Tedros had a lot of stuff compiled that was heavily guarded. They came there, tore it down, killed people, took his son, took other people, and took the manuscripts and the artifacts that came with it, and the gold.
Okay.
And guess
How
what?
about
But guess what though? Johannes, Menelik, or Haile Selassie, none of these emperors got it back. Why?
they didn't have enough strength?
Oh, so that means they ain't have enough power. So that
Yeah,
means
they didn't have enough power.
Ethiopia never got their power back, right? Or wrong?
We were not as strong as the
Okay,
British
so
or
my point is, Ethiopia never got its power back. So still to this day, Ethiopia has not got its power back.
okay. Even in the 1600s,
But
we had a
brother man,
fight
I just want
between.
to see if we agree. Do you
Look.
agree Ethiopia has not gotten its power back?
No, I'm going to explain to you. Yeah, I'm going to answer to you through explanation. Even in the 1600s, we were fighting with the Adelites, these Somalis that I was talking about. Yeah. So when we were fighting with the Somalis, we needed help. So the Portuguese were supporting us.
That's not what
The
I asked you,
Portuguese
brother.
were fighting
That's
with
not what
us.
I asked you. I know,
That
but
means we were never strong.
okay, well that's even worse then. So guess what? That means
Uh-huh.
it's colonized. Because if you wasn't never strong and you always been weak, then you can easily be colonized. Matter of fact, if
But
you
we were
weak,
never
I don't
colonized.
listen, brother. I want to say this: if you weak, I don't need to set up a colony there. You weak. I did just take the strong people and give you some information that's gonna make you follow what I need you to follow, so you can help me out and stay
But
weak. So
okay.
but brother man, but like I said, we gonna slow this down right here because we got a few places we gotta go. So we gonna
Okay,
slow this
but
down right
let me
here.
just say one thing. Let me just say one thing.
Hold up, no, hold up, brother man.
Ethiopia,
You said that 30
we
minutes
have
ago.
everything
And you said
recorded.
one
Okay, we
thing
have
and it turned
everything
into a
recorded.
30-minute
So
conversation.
if
So
anything, there is this thing you're talking about. It's a lie, because if there was no someone that was scattered, it would have been written about.
yeah,
And we don't just place things at one place. We copy it into different places in Ethiopia. Okay, just like you're claiming Magdala to be the center, as you were wrong. Magdala was not the capital of Ethiopia. The
I
capital
never said
was
it was the
Gondar.
capital. I said that's
Magdala
what
is a
Tedros
mountain.
was.
Magdala is a mountain. You don't know that. This proves
Ethiopia was
everything
called
wrong.
Magdala before
Ethiopia was never colonized. If Ethiopia was colonized, you
All
would have
right, brother
said
man.
a country
Listen,
that
brother.
colonized Ethiopia.
Peace.
And Rome never made it to Ethiopia, okay? Liars. Completely shitty liars.
No,
Okay?
I want to say
I'm
something.
sorry I'm saying this to you, but you're a liar. You have to know this.
Now, this is a brother that clearly says Ethiopia always been weak, but it ain't colonized. But we liars. Boy, this is man, y'all. This is but you know.
Peace, y'all.
We out of here.